Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Ep.7 Kaiserreich Chile. Let's continue on for last left off. So we're trying to help the CSA win their war. We're trying. They are being invaded basically on all fronts. So I understand that why they would have a difficult time with the war. We're getting a lot of researches done soon. We just gotta basically clean up these smaller pockets, and hopefully that'll somewhat balance things out a little bit more. Like, let's say we clean up this pocket, all these CSE troops are free to do something else. Because they're gonna go here, then you're gonna move to this province. I know your organization is low, but just ignore that for now, and you should be good. Luckily, we are killing a lot of Entente troops. Or, not us, necessarily, but the CSA is killing a lot of Entente troops. Which would have definitely been a headache to deal with during the Second Weltkrieg. So we're lucky that... Why did all my... why are you all leaving? Why would... We had almost done it, and then you just left. Okay, I still got it done, but... I don't know where you all went to. I am very confused. Anyway, we'll pick a new technology. It is about 1939. It was essentially 1939. I would like to get the advanced computing machine. And I think that is... No, 1939 artillery. We've got 200% bonus towards that. 28 days. Might as well just get that done. We don't want to give them the port. That's the issue here. We don't want them to have a port. We don't want them to... Like, how long is this going to last? It's going to last 5 days. Hoping that the CSA at least puts, like, one division here to help me out. Otherwise, this will all be for naught. Mexico is doing pretty poorly against Central America, I got to admit. You should be here within 3 days. That's a little bit of relief. Not much, but a little bit. We do have 153 political power. We can rally public support for a little bit of party popularity. But that's, like, not that good. I mean, again, most of the other stuff, we only have a light tank manufacturer. I mean, we'll get him now. I'm really not too sure what other bonuses we would even want. By the way, you're considered in multiple combats. You are. Even I'm considered in multiple combats for some reason, but... Yeah, Brazil in the Reichspakt. We knew that was coming. But now that the smaller pocket has been dealt with, this should be dealt with soon as well. Where do we need to put our troops? Portugal's trying to land more men. But with all the invasions that Portugal's been doing... Yeah, they're definitely losing more than they're gaining. Like, of course, we still want to go to New Orleans. You'll have military access through Canada. So we're going to go up towards Maine. Just go towards New England. Should help us out a little bit. Let's just attack here to give them some more combat with. I mean, again, it's not going as well as I would have liked it to go, but also it could have been going significantly worse. By the way, are you going to You're not going to the Caucasus quite yet, and you did go expansionism, so I have no idea why the Lash autonomy is your puppet state. Like, again, I've never really seen that ever. We are killing a decent amount of American Union State troops. Like, you should still just, like, not outnumber them per se. I mean, there's still the possibility of just a truce between Canada and the CSA. If that happens, then the CSA is definitely going to win, no problem. It is just having an entire extra front that they have to deal with. That does make it a little bit more complicated. By the way, can I give you any points? Naval invasion? Yeah, no, that doesn't help me at all. Is there a better general? Probably not, because I think you've been leveling up. Okay, yeah, so the Carlists are definitely dead. Kingdom of Spain is eventually just going to crush. Yeah, they're just going to end up crushing CNT at this point. Which is a real shame. Yeah, we're about probably like 10 months maybe. 7, 8, 9 months. Until the Weltkrieg actually begins. But now that we have Brazil on our border, and they are in the Reichspakt. How long would this take to invade? 185 days. We need enough political power to do so. 185 days is how many months? 30, 60, 90, 120, 150. It is barely enough time for us to invade Bolivia. And it should be done just around the time we would go to war with Brazil. Like, barely. But just barely enough time. So you know what? Let's go for this bonus. Let's upgrade our total artillery. And now, I mean, your combat width of 18. I mean, you had the militia. I mean, our manpower sucks. Really, just 6.5%? I guess our manpower is just small. We're not a big country. Definitely has its problems. Like, we really can't just be throwing troops around. Like, 11.5 thousand dead in just America probably is not the ideal situation. Because we can't really just replenish our losses super easily. Like, do any of you guys give I mean, war support, ability bonuses? Yeah, joint projects can be done by anybody. Unemployment can only be done by Syndicalist and the Radical Socialist. But you're not really giving any boost, unfortunately. You all kind of do nothing. We just gotta save up until we can, is it all adult serve next? No, serves by requirement next. Probably would be our next choice. How far do the CSA have to push before Canada just kind of gives up? I don't know. Do we know what law they're on? They're all on extensive conscription, so the Quebec crisis should be firing soon. Like, I'm not 100% sure on what actually triggers the event. Thank you for the troop. Put him onto this border. Because Brazil. 185 days. You know what? Let's do it. Because we're going to need to do it once we go to war with Brazil. I'm like almost confident of that. By the way, this whole front line up here, it's definitely a little bit messy. I don't know how important keeping like Rochester is. It kind of separates these guys out, so if they want to go over here, they got to go all the way around Ontario. But aside from that, hard to say. By the way, Mexico, how many troops have you lost against Central America? 25,000? You know what? Okay, not as bad as I thought. I really thought you would have lost significantly more. Okay, so you're doing military build-up. Bulgaria is... I mean, Bulgaria's not in a war or anything like that. And I think Bulgaria could... Yeah, we'll help the survivors. Close support. Bonus to air doctrine. You know what? Cheaper tanks. Let's start going down there. Even though, again, I'm not really too sure what we're going to do with the tanks. Anyways, we'll eventually be building, like, armor divisions. For sure. Like, you know how nice it would have been had that the 200% bonus right here? It still probably would have cost more than the default price. But it still would have been probably worth it. So 1939, let's go for the 1940 research upgrade. By the way, have you guys decided to, the Popular National Resistance? You should... Yeah, legalize trade unions, get the loyalty, and then declare the Federation. That seems like a good idea. Also, so you can stop invading the CSA. I would really appreciate that. 4% stability. We're at 66. It's not a huge amount, but it's not nothing either. I'm looking at this. Like, taking New Orleans would have been great. Like, I still think the CSA, in the long run, is going to win. Again, in the long run. But I do think that's going to take a while. Look at the American Union State. I mean, it's not like we can do, like, a naval invasion, I think. Yeah, because I don't think volunteers can do naval invasions. And we can't go across Lake Ontario. Boats are... You can't cross the lake in a boat. It's physically impossible. I'm thinking, I'm looking. I think this would shrink down our front line a little bit. Well, we have pushed slightly into Canada. Which I think is good news. 154,000. And the Quebec crisis has not happened yet. No, because we get a little pop-up, I'm pretty sure, when that actually occurs. We will know. And for you to become potentially independent, it's still like 150 days from now. By the way, when is this done? This will be done in July 22nd. So yeah, we will be able to kill Bolivia before the war begins. Or the Second Ville Creek, I should say. Bolivia should be dead. We'll have a pretty large front line with Brazil. And that'll allow us to, you know, push up the Amazon. Because Brazil has less troops than we do. They just can't stop us, essentially. And it will allow our terrible cavalry divisions to accomplish something. Okay, so we actually sent out like 25 divisions. Because these cavalry I have shouldn't even count towards the number of troops we currently control. I just wonder, like, what is the number that Canada has to get down to for them to piece out the CSA? Because I think that is. I think it's just like if the CSA pieces out, or not CSA, Canada pieces out from the CSA, it's really just done at that point. Like, we would like to push away into Buffalo. And of course, after they take these states, they can't raise militia out of them. But I imagine it's going to be pretty important in the future. Because I think, like, just New York, you know, a bunch of these states actually have pretty decent populations that you can draw from. And again, I don't think any of you are planning to invade us. Yeah, you're going 275. Very expensive. And Peru is less important. I don't think that actually would open up any front lines with us. Oh, no, we can go through, like, this patch of river, but other than that, I don't think too much could happen. I mean, Colombia, can you join up with, No, you can only do liberal government. Okay. Bias land reform. Yeah, so I don't think you can do I mean, you could go Syndicalists. I just don't know how that would actually happen for Colombia. Having another front line with Brazil would be nice, because their troops would be spread thin regardless. Maybe it's just like enough time. Like if Canada hasn't capitulated the CSA within X amount of days. Like it's a weird thing. Like I should know because I did play as Canada and I did fight against the CSA in our campaign, but yet I just have no memory of. I mean, we were never losing, so that makes sense. But here the AI is lost. By the way, Italy just has like one troop here, but apparently they're not volunteers. No, it is a volunteer. But normally they're highlighted blue. So I'm not too. He might just be hanging out. A little bit strange, if you ask me. So you guys are landing in Florida. I mean, I think it's just going to be a situation where you're just going to end up wasting all of your divisions on these failed naval invasions that just are not going to work. Like 15 divisions. Okay, I was going to say, I'll only send troops over here before Germany put men there, but no, they are ready for conflict. I mean, this is a river into like the mountains. Like this is gotta be like one of the most dangerous places to actually invade. Also, there's forts. Really, it's just a bad time for everybody. By the way, Serbia still alive. I don't know how many divisions do you have? 4 to 10 divisions. I mean, in hills. I mean, one of those mountains. I have no idea how they're still kicking. Okay, we're gonna legalize trade unions. I do think convincing various radical groups in our country to lay down arms, bring a country to prosperous socialism. Will you? Becomes free. Becomes. You know, I don't think they're gonna join up with the International, because I think they have to do this focus to do so. But them just not being in the Entente is good enough, I think. Unless they stay in the Entente. If they stay in the Entente, then my hopes and dreams will be crushed. It'll be a sad day. I mean, I'm looking at. Yeah, they have 48 divisions. They can't stop us. So actually, Blue Army doesn't even want to attack. Because we don't actually want to engage with Bolivian troops. If we don't have to. July 22nd. So that's still 4 months from now. Like, if we don't have to engage with enemy forces, we shouldn't. By the way, armored divisions. Are you just tank and motorized? Might as well get like one of you guys ready to go. You're missing light tanks, but that's about it. We'll get some of you guys ready for war. I mean, CSA is actually using almost all their attention to fight the Canadians. Which I don't think I'm necessarily against. I'm just kind of surprised by. We'll get this troop. Go back to New Orleans. I mean, apparently they just don't care about Dover being controlled by the Portuguese. These guys are definitely dead. Okay, so I think the Ottomans... Yeah, the Ottomans have just won their war. They still got to defeat the Iranians, I think, but that shouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, Qing is about to be killed as well. Japan, if you have any ambitions to fight the Germans, I would love if you were to do that. By the way, why are you not the Dutch East Indies? I don't know. But also, I do know that you guys have still not decided to expand into the Caucasus yet, which I find very disappointing. How many troops does Russia have? Probably like 100 divisions, roughly. Which really isn't that big of a deal. Sweden, you're in the Reichspakt, right? Yes. Both of you guys are, so Norway is definitely dead when war breaks out. There's no question about that. Thing is, New Orleans has a lot of troops. They did take Baton Rouge. If I can, like, maybe go here. Kind of just cut New Orleans off from the rest of the American Union State. Because American Union State, like, they're close to falling. Like, if we can just take Texas, I think it's essentially over at that point. By the way, all of my allies have put way too many troops into Argentina. Like, I appreciate the support, but I feel like your men would be better off in Germany. By the way, there's like 1 division in some of these places. Yeah, they put 14 men here. 1 division in Metz. I feel like that's kind of not the right way to go about that, but you know, if you want to do it, you do it, man. I don't think the French AI will actually be able to attack there effectively anyways. So it's not like you're really losing out on anything. 416 days is way too long. You have armored cars. We can get better mountaineering divisions. 58 days. Do my guys have engineers in them? No. You do have a decent amount of support equipment, so you probably can just put engineers in. We'll have enough supplies, so that's good. So put the engineers in. And then immediately gets the engineer company 2 researched. Where is my division? You're walking? Okay, you're just going to walk. You're not going to strategically redeploy. A little bit silly, if you ask me, but like, this guy's wasting all his organization. If I can just go there and kill him, that would have been beautiful. But unfortunately, I don't think that is in the cards for today. $85. No, I guess 87 days left. A little bit less than 3 months. And then we just basically blitz our way across Brazil, killing them as fast as humanly possible. I am still worried that Austria is just going to join the war against us. By the way, Poland, yeah, you're the nationalist, Poland. You're definitely not going to be joining up with the Internationale. If I had to take a guess, it doesn't seem like that'd be really up your alley, unfortunately. And Portugal keeps sending troops over. At some point, Portugal is just not going to have an army. And they're just going to have wasted all of it trying to navally invade parts of the United States. Also, I'm so surprised the AI has not decided to just clean up Dover. To me, I feel like that would have been something that they should have done forever ago. How long do you actually get there? Like, this is 10 more days to walk. We have some areas over here that looks pretty weak. Again, we're really just trying to cut this off as much as possible. Houston and Austin are probably going to be the final 2 cities we need to take. Or Dallas. Probably Houston and Dallas. San Antonio's worth 10. El Paso's only worth 2. Oklahoma City, I mean, it's worth 5. It's not nothing. And Albania's going to war in Serbia. Will Albania be the final nail in the coffin? I'm going to go with probably not. But I mean, it's possible. But I do think it's going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So thanks everybody for watching. My name is Anthem. If you've enjoyed, remember thumbs up. If you're not enjoying, you can always thumb down. Want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.